Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is Naz.
I'm Ronnie.
And this is New Girls on the Block. So this week we're going to be talking about something that I feel like is all over YouTube right now. It's what most of the videos are, and that's the girl boss demeanor, mentality.
Yeah.
Like we all need to be at the gym at 5 a.m. We all got to be out and going and getting our protein in, getting our weights in. Like this is like a type
it's like a whole routine. Like even from the Pilates to the either you do Pilates or you do like you said, you're lifting. Everybody's house looks the same. Yeah. It's like if we're all being girl bosses, why are we all literally being the same person?
Yeah, when it's like totally different.
So,
you know, things you can boss.
So this week we're going to get into, is it realistic being a girl boss? Is it like something that's really just being sold to us? Like what really makes a girl boss?
Yeah.
First, let's get into our week.
Yes.
So how are you doing this week?
My week was pretty good. I went to a wedding. Oh my gosh.
How was it?
It was so nice. It was like they really put the time and the effort into that wedding, and they really like, I don't know. It's like I felt like that was like the most like authentic, you know, because I feel like nowadays it's like because I got married in the court. It wasn't like I didn't really care to make it as like
elaborate or like
but I feel like the way they did it, it wasn't like too much, but it was personal and like beautiful. It was in a botanical garden, and it was so cute. It was like perfect for them and a perfect experience for like family and just like to have a good time.
It sounds intimate.
Yeah, it definitely was, but the location was so gorgeous. Then we had like a little karaoke thing at the night. Girl, I took like
I see her. I think it was the bride singing Tina Turner. I was like, oh, they having fun.
Yeah, it was fun. The only thing is I had a super bad headache, and I was taking shots of Patron, and I was like, okay, I'm doing too much, because I'm not even a drinker, y'all. Like I don't normally drink like that, but I'm like, hey, I'm having fun. I'm
at a wedding.
Yeah,
it's like the moment of love.
And I was like, might as well turn up, sing some karaoke. So I took so many shots. I already had a headache, so that made it worse. Then I woke up the next morning and I'm just like, ooh. But I went to my favorite place, y'all.
Where?
If y'all know, Era One. It got me. And I got me a little smoothie, a little turmeric smoothie to make me feel better, and just had like
did it work?
It did. I had a smoothie, but then I did take some like BC powder. I was like, let me do that, and then balance out and I got like a lox bagel from there, but I was like, I'm enjoying it, so it's making me feel better. Even if it's in my head, I don't know, it was making me feel better. But I took that Monday to like recover from all of that. Other than that, anything else? I went to the farmer's market on the Tuesday, because we're filming today. It's Tuesday, but last Tuesday I went to the farm. I love that farmer's market so much. It's so nice. But overall I don't think I did much else this week. It was really just the wedding, that, and then worked, the usual. But what about you?
I had a good weekend. On Friday I wasn't feeling too well, so I just stayed at home and chilled with my boyfriend. On Saturday, what did we end up doing? I feel like it was like a long weekend. Anyways, it don't even matter. Saturday, Sunday, whatever. I went to the beach with my boyfriend and my family. It was like really nice. Like I love spending time with Alex. That's what I did. On Saturday, I actually I went to a boxing place, and my boyfriend went boxing with my little brother, which was really good.
Really?
Like, hey, they be needing some male energy sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? So they went boxing, and my boyfriend's been looking for like a boxing gym for a while, so he really felt the workout. After we had like a little movie night at Dana's house.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, like we were all dancing, and like it was just like a vibe. My mom was crip walking, all kinds of stuff. Like it was really fun. We were just having some wine, drinking, like it was a good vibes.
Yeah,
it was like a family night. Yeah, and then that Sunday, I hung out with my sister, her friend. We just had a beach day. It was really nice on Manhattan Beach. I think that's becoming like my new favorite beach.
Manhattan Beach is nice.
Yeah, it's
definitely.
very chill. Like you could never go wrong with like the houses in the area. Like I love looking at the houses, like manifesting, like which one's about to be
period
nice.
though.
Like,
it's nice.
Yeah,
it's really
it was
nice.
A vibe. Like I just love being at the beach.
Yeah.
Like summer. Like summer is like here.
It's
like,
finally we added that weird.
I don't know about y'all, but we from LA and it was so cloudy for like months. I thought I was about to die.
Like, I feel like everybody was miserable. Everybody, whoever like is truly from LA, it was like
seasonal depression.
Yeah,
like,
unreal. Like, why is it like this?
They brought that weather machine out.
Yeah, that's what they do it for real.
They need to clear up them skies.
Yeah, like it lets us enjoy the sun.
Yeah,
like, that's what LA's about.
I know June gloom, but we've been having since like January, March, like since March or April,
and super rain, and that's like, and I of course.
We need the rain. I say we need the rain. But it's still gonna be hot this summer, so I'm just like,
yeah.
We went through all that depression for what? Because it's about to
hopefully they start collecting that rain and actually doing something with it. Because where it's going.
What's T, California?
Yeah.
Why do we have the most rain? They said we got more rain than Seattle this year. Where's the rain at? Now where's the water?
Yeah, because we still borrowing water, ain't we?
Conspiracy?
For real. For real.
They building prisons, but they not building irrigation systems.
Yeah, for real. I feel like we could actually. That's a whole nother episode, though, y'all. But
don't come for me.
For real. But overall, I love Manhattan Beach too. I feel like. Do you ever like go to like the parks and like that area around there?
I parked like super duper far. I think there was like, was there a park? Cause last weekend me and my boyfriend went to the beach and we for sure like passed like a mom and her kid playing like on the swings or something.
Oh yeah.
But I just know I went through like a whole bunch of volleyball courts. I was like between 13, like the beginning kind of, like where all the bars are, and then I had to like walk super far. So from 13th Street down, I've seen all that this week, but yeah.
I love that though. That's what I usually do. I will park either like at the park or park far and then walk to the little pier boardwalk. Because I just feel like it's a nice little view. It's a nice little area just to like, especially like if you go on a weekday where it's not too. I feel like the weekend's always crowded, but the weekdays and a good day, girl, it's like just a whole experience. I used to skate like.
See, that's why I need to like. We should go skating and stuff. Yeah, like I'm on 4 wheels. I don't know about.
I have the blades.
Well,
but I think I'm gonna get some 4 wheels too because I feel like.
Are the blades? They're faster, right?
I think so though, but. The 4 wheels is more fun. You could like move around and do like little tricks. Yeah. I don't know little tricks though.
Girl, I be trying to keep up at finish, trying to go backwards. I'll be like,
I
break my neck.
For real though, cause I wouldn't even try to attempt because I know I'm gonna need to practice at home before I go out there and try and do stuff. But that's cool. I feel like both of our weeks was nice. The weather's getting
really chill.
Yeah, so much better. But to get into this topic of girl boss, y'all, like. I don't know if y'all are familiar. I'm sure because it's everywhere. Like it's on TikTok. That's all you see. Like if you see these influencers and stuff, is my morning routine to get me like. And I know it's like so much. And I'm gonna be honest. I fall into that like little like niche, and I'm like, I want to experience this lifestyle.
And I think that like we also have to like. Call out. I feel like a lot of people that we were watching on YouTube before went into like lifestyle vlogging and like it was vlogging, but now it's like idealizing their life and they all happen to have money and be quote unquote bosses, so it's like their lifestyle just became synonymous with like boss girl energy.
I didn't even think of that really because it's like it's just showing like all these girls got it together. They got these fancy apartments. How are they getting all this money? Who knows? It's like they're starting off a lifestyle vlog already having the lifestyle, and it's like we're looking at this as like inspiration, but they're
already up here.
Yeah, when it's not showing the growth and the true like nature of how to
figure it out.
Girl,
they said YouTube don't pay, but girls, the girlies look paid.
Yeah, for real. They definitely look like they making their money.
So let's start here. Mm-hmm. What is a girl boss to you?
In this context, I feel like it's the girlies who are control of their like gym. They have a schedule out. They have gym at 5 a.m. They got breakfast at 9 a.m. They got lunch at 12:30. They got yoga class at noon. Like it's just like
a routine. They have like
a set routine, a set look, and like just like this demeanor of this is what I do every day to make my life the way it is. So if y'all want this lifestyle, this is how you need to be. So I feel like in this context, that's what a girl boss. That's what we're defining. Well, I'm defining girl boss as. But in general, I think a girl boss is really just somebody who's taking control of their life. Like they feel like, this is I'm doing my passions and going through life as actually doing the things to get me to where I want to be in life. It's not even like to already have all of that luxury. It's more of like I'm putting in the effort. I'm doing the steps to take to get to where I want. Yeah,
I could definitely see that. To me, like I definitely agree. Like I feel like the girl boss, like it's been like not co-opted, but like when you grow up, I feel like you think of girl boss like in so many different ways. Like you could be a doctor as a boss. Like you just see all these different type of women doing different things in their life. But now it seems like a girl boss is literally like you were saying, the girl who has like the perfect routine. You're working out, doing your weights, eating your green. Even like the same powders that everybody have, like either they have like the collagen, the maca, or the creams, and they're all doing Pilates, and they all have like the skim style workout outfits, and everybody's like, y'all see me, everybody got the buns, the slick back buns, and like everybody just looks so well put together. It just seems like I'm not saying everybody is like not living this life, but it just seems like how can everybody be doing the same routine, and it almost makes you feel like, damn, like what am I doing wrong? I like to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, is that why my life is not going the way I wanted to go? Because I didn't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I feel like it's setting a standard, like not everybody can live this life. And I feel like because we're looking up to people who are already there, they've already unlocked like enough wealth to where they can work out every day through the day. Like it's like that Lori Harvey thing when like she gave her workout routine and everybody was coming at her. But I was like, she already rich, y'all. She can afford to go to the gym. Y'all asked her what she wants to do. So she's telling y'all what she wants to do, but just because it works for her doesn't mean it's gonna work for everybody else. And I feel like I don't know. It's like I don't know if you need to redefine a girl boss, but I would love to see like more variation, because it's just like, how are all the girlies doing it? Like y'all in Atlanta doing the same thing, in LA doing the same thing,
in the same type of apartments, and that's
it's like the beige rage. Like it's just like it's like a lack of personality. It's like how is everybody the same? Like you could be a girl boss in Korea, a girl boss in America, a girl boss in Latin America, and y'all just have the same day. Like, it's crazy. It's
unrealistic, and I feel like everybody's like, and I feel like we kind of touched on this previously, but I feel like everybody's kind of just like following this trend of what's selling and what life should look like for a girl in her and there'd be girls in their early 20s, like just 2019, like already established, and it's like somebody like even older than us, because we're still in our 20s, but like somebody who's like in the 30s, look at that, like, and I feel like it kind of shows like, oh dang, and that's where comparison comes in. It's like, this person's got this at 19, and what am I doing? What did I do for my life? And I feel like the things weren't the same as how a 19-year-old could make money when I was 19.
It's like, way quicker. And I wonder, because I feel like there's many girl bosses. Like we're gonna break it down. I feel like Kim Kardashian is like one of the main girl bosses, but she's in her 40s. But I feel like her main demographic are women in their 20s, in their mid 20s, in their early 20s. And I feel like maybe because like people in their 20s, we're really trying to figure out what we want out of life and what does life look like, and we're trying to like find stability. So we're like looking and being like, okay, a routine is the key to stability. Like, and you can read a lot of books and they always talking about having like a morning routine will make you successful. But like, I don't know if it's just me, but do you ever see these people like actually working?
Like doing,
like, I might see them editing some videos here and there, but it's just like, I don't see nobody actually like working. And like, people make different kind of content, and I know sometimes vlogging could be your main style of content, but like, what is like to be a boss? Don't you have to have like employees and like be doing something like productive, or you could be like you're self-employed, but like doing, I don't know, like not to be judgmental or anything, but like if everybody gets to the level where they could work out and do Pilates or do whatever like these TikToks are saying, like would anybody really be working and being a boss? Like imagine everybody just followed this trend.
And everybody's doing the same thing. That's like, how is it productive in any way-ish? But I feel like I said, I feel like a lot of people are like not showing their full what they do, but they're just putting on this is what I do for a day. I'm filming what the ideal lifestyle is and putting it out there, making it seem like this is like my everyday, oh, this is what I do, my routine.
It's like
blah, blah,
Instagram in a video.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's kind of how the shift is going. Like, it's like, oh, we're seeing all these girl bosses and this is what we see as what girl boss is, but we're not really seeing like the full aspect of their lives. And of course,
not everybody's going to show like the worst. Like, we're on social media. It's like they want to show the highlights, but it's like, I don't think it's realistic.
And it's really not. And I feel like that's the kind of takeaway we have to take, and how people have to take from that is being more like, okay, I can't envision my life as this, because this is probably not even what they do on a day-to-day basis. This is probably not what like
it's their content day.
This is like, okay, what I want people to see and what I know is going to get people to feel, because I feel like stuff like that is like I feel like humans, when they see stuff like that, it's like a little piece of dopamine that's like, wow, this is like, it's like you dream of that. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of like romanticizing. Exactly. I feel like that's what most people are doing. They're romanticizing their lifestyle, like this gym girl, eat my greens, eat healthy, balanced out life. And not saying that, I'm totally not saying that's a bad thing at all. At all. Because that's like
that's the ideal, but it's like, I think the problem comes in when it's like you don't see every aspect, and it's like kind of unfair to ask somebody to like expose like their whole self for the internet, because like we don't own these people at all. But it's just like, if you only see one video, like one portion of somebody's life, and people know what they're doing, like they're being very intentional with their content. And even like the way, if you watch these videos, everything's framed like super simplistic and super clean, to where it seems achievable. And I'm saying that it's not achievable, because if you manifest and work and do what you have to do, you can really achieve anything you want in this life.
And if that's your path of what you like truly are passionate about.
But it doesn't make sense that everybody would be like on the same path, first of all. And just the way it's like packaged up as like I feel like back in the day, we used to understand that like being a boss, like you have to put in blood, sweat, and tears. And it doesn't always have to be toxic or extreme, but just to wake up and literally look at girls on YouTube or on TikTok that have been doing God knows what, working in the background for years. Some of these girls may have sugar daddies. Some of these people may be already born into privilege. And we're just sitting here comparing ourselves to them. And then we're wondering like, like, just like I said earlier, is my life not going the way it is because I'm not falling into this thing? And have you noticed like the living alone TikTok? Like, it's like living alone in your 20s. Like, I feel like this is like the next extension of a girl boss. Because it's like, okay, if you can't be like super successful and have like the Mercedes and all this stuff, at least you could have your own apartment. And but these apartments are like also very nice.
Yeah.
They're always in like major cities. Like it's expensive to live in like LA, Korea, Japan, like whatever. But it just seems so like, I don't know, easy and simplistic. And I don't know, I feel like something's missing. Like maybe it would be refreshing to have somebody like have a chaotic get ready with me.
Yeah.
Like I forgot to do my edges. Like sometimes I forget to put on the mascara on this eye because I'm trying to run. Like where's like the realness? Like I don't know. Like
I feel, and that's the thing. I feel like when I'm like trying to make content, because I've always dabbled, and I'm always like, okay, I know that content creating is something that I don't like. I like to do, and I don't mind like doing it, but like the way that it is now, it's like, dang, am I gonna have to? I feel weird if I post without it being so cookie cutter, without it being like, dang, the angle I filmed this at, I'm not even gonna post because it don't look like everybody else's structure of what girl boss and like videos and like, I don't know. So it's like, it kind of holds me back. And that could even be me, because if I post it, it could probably like
take off.
Yeah, and really
you're
be
different.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like that's something I do need to work on, is not really compare myself or my content to others and actually just put stuff out there, because hey, it could be for somebody. Somebody could
identify it. I feel like we always talk about the collective conscious and like what are the odds that somebody's not feeling like, damn, I can't even relate to these girls who are all beige, have the perfect body, the perfect life. Like we're not perfect by nature, and it's just like I feel like there's a lot of people who would be more relatable to the chaotic side of things, because being in your 20s is chaotic. Like you're learning, you're failing, you're achieving, like you're experiencing new things, and it's like, why don't we get to see that? Like I feel like those are some of the things that definitely make you a boss. Like those experiences fucking up, or like not even having to be negative all the time, but like just not always having to be perfect.
And I think the reason why we're not really, first of all, the reason why is the algorithm. We know what they're pushing out, and we know like the reason why, but I feel like the basically like what we're getting fed is what's like what they want us to see. So it's like, say if we are seeing stuff like that, I feel like people's minds are so looking for that dopamine fix where it's like they want to see something good and perfect, and it's like, and not saying that's how everybody thinks, because it could be like you said, some people who relate more to that, you know, like relate to more realness and stuff. So, and I feel like that's a good thing about TikTok too, because some people are like that cookie cutter, and that's what I'm seeing on like YouTube and stuff like that. But what TikTok, sometimes you get to see the realness of people, and it's like, wow, these people look like me in like this different type of like environment, so I don't feel so held back or so far back in my, you know, like lifestyle. And even the way I am, because that's another thing.
The girls do be on TikTok in bonnets. Like, they want care.
And I like that. I feel like it gives a new, fresh like look, and it don't turn something like that into a negative. Like people are comfortable with being how they are on camera, and it's not like people are in the comments like, oh, take that, and like making people feel bad about it. It's like, hey, this is how. Me. And I feel like that's something I feel like I need to work on more too, is being more like, just like, I'm not gonna be this perfect
cookie cutter
person, or this like, and that's where I get caught up. It's like, I'm like, that's what I should be, and I don't want people seeing the like this version of me, because I want to put myself out there as this
the best foot forward. I feel like we see that's what social media, like awards, like people want to romanticize their life, but they also want to be relatable, and it's just like, where's the balance? Like, what do you want from me?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
And I feel like that's because I like I said, I'm into that type of stuff. Like I'm into creating content. I've like had blogs. I had like different stuff that I was doing in the content creating world, but I've never found the groove of like, and it could be that's what's probably holding me back, is really like not putting my full self within it. It's like I always try to hide behind things, and like I don't want people to know exactly what I'm doing, and that could be just because I'm a private person too. But I do feel like being more open to putting myself out there as like and not caring what other people think about the content and just really like being myself is where it would actually like take off and be more like, okay, this person's real, like it's okay to be like this, you know? Yeah. But I do hold myself back a lot with that. So I feel like I'm not at my peak girl bossness. Yeah.
But I'm excited to see, because I feel like as like people start to have these kind of conversations, it's gonna open up, like, not to sound like, oh my God, it's gonna open up doors for other girl bosses, but like, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't always have to be like commodified or like how, remember White Lotus in was it the first season? Yeah, the first season, the mom was like that idea to me of a girl boss. Like, she can never unplug. She can never like, her husband was almost like demasculinized by her. And she like, it's almost like she took on like these masculine like traits to like reach the pinnacle of success. But it's like, do you have to really take on these traits to be a girl boss? Like, do you have to be like cutthroat or like just like not attentive to your family? Like, at what cost? And I feel like me and my partner have these discussions all the time, because I'm like, I want to be a boss, da, 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 da. He's like, what does that mean for us if I want to have kids or if I want to do this? I'm like, I can be a boss and still have kids. But like, I wonder where's the true balance in that. And that's what he asked me. He's like, do you want to be 64 years old and working and like being the boss of this and like never having time for your family? But I'm just like, I want success. Like, I want to be successful in life. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I like wake up every day and like be like, this can't be it. Like, but I don't want to be caught up in like the thing like a man Taraji P. Henson like monologue where it's just like, okay, I'm willing to go out for my dreams with no limits. Like, I don't care if I have a family, I don't care. And sometimes I do kind of think like that. Like, I want a family, but like, I want to be successful. Like, I want to like, and like in the past I have told myself like, I don't care. Like, I could, because a man is always going to be there in my mind. And like, I could always adopt or have children. But I'm like, if I really want a family or like the things I say I want, how just being a boss like fall into that. But I don't think women should have to be limited, because like even this conversation we're having right now, men don't have this conversation, or maybe I just don't know about it, but I just feel like they're just able to exist as bosses. But like we have so many other, like I have to think about like, okay, if I'm 27 now, if my career takes off and I spend the next 5 years like booming and one thing happens after another, I might be 36 and still not have kids, and I'm like, okay, it might cause complications, so I might have to do other things. I'm a firm believer, I feel like women can have kids until their 40s. Like, I feel like people make it like a weird thing where you can only have kids in your 20s.
Exactly.
I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if it's a black thing. I don't know. My mom be pumping them out. Like, like, I don't know. But I just feel like sometimes I feel like my ambition, if I really got into it, it wouldn't have limits. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when like I'm comparing myself next to a boss. Like, a male boss. And even the fact that it's like girl boss and then just boss. You don't call them a man boss. I don't know.
I don't either, because that's like I feel like that's like a slippery slope when you talk about that. Like, okay, what's defined as a girl boss and what's like your ideas, and it's like we have to be, because I feel like girl boss, girl boss is kind of like what you define it as. It's like, what do you feel like a success is in as being a woman, as being this? Because some women think success will be having kids and starting a family with somebody and like just raising kids. Like literally, like I feel like it's so many levels, and what we're being fed and through like media is like, okay, this is a lavish life you have to live to be a girl boss, but it's really like what you value in life. And I feel like personally, like girl boss and me, what I really want to do, because girl boss for me is like what I really want to do and what I want to be successful in and what I want to have the finances to do and just like live my life. So I feel like my definition could even be different from yours, and I feel like, because what I truly want out of life is really just to have the financial freedom to do whatever I want, really.
Same.
And I feel like I don't want to have to be pushing out like work and always on the grind and always like hustling and like I gotta do this, I gotta like make this money. It's because I feel like that's just not, I don't know. It's
like a means to no ends. Like
where's
like the joy in that.
Yeah, and where's the, you just keep like, and not saying like, I feel like money is very, 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 very important, and I want money, and I want like a good amount where I can sustain my life. But I feel like that the true journey and the true joy in life of being like, okay, a girl boss is doing what you really want to do and doing what you're passionate about and feeling good and not overly like wrapping yourself. I don't know. I feel like overly wrapping yourself in something is not. It's not the idea, because I feel like girl boss is well-rounded. It's like the whole type of demeanor. It's like you're doing what you're passionate about, you're doing it on a healthy basis, and you like living the life that you truly want, like girl boss, period.
True.
Yeah, so I feel like it's not really, I don't know, excuse me, it's not really defined as like, hey, you gotta be an owner of this company, you gotta be what stocks in this and like suit and tie.
It's not defined as like super materialistic or monetary success, because even with that, like somebody could be successful and be happy making $100,000 a year, but some people be like, I need $1 million every year. And it's just like depending on your happiness, like what you want out of life. Like y'all could both consider yourself bosses. You can employ people with that, you could support yourself with that, like
support family with that.
So it's like I think that's also why it's so important to like have like diversity and like the content we see, and like be able to see like, okay, I'm a girl boss who like has my own little farm in like Kentucky, and that's just as important, providing the food to the neighborhood, their communities, as having a girl boss who's the CEO of like a Fortune 500 company. Like they're both bosses, but they're dynamic in different ways.
Exactly. Like, I totally agree with that. I feel like, and that's why I like the TikTok format, because I see, it's like they show you stuff that you like kind of like see, and then it's like if you like it, they show you more. Because I like stuff when I see people on farms, and I like to see people like free. Like I seen this girl who lives in Jamaica. Like she had a big old house. She sold it to live in like a small house. Now she live off the land completely free. She expanded her, and that's like, I feel like that's for me, my definition of true girl boss is somebody who got the finances to do whatever they
to
want.
move to Jamaica and live their life.
Girl, that's the life I'm trying to live.
I seen some girl on TikTok I'm like TikTok portion. Like I seen a girl, she moved, I think she was in Atlanta or something, but she moved to Costa Rica. And she's like, it's been hard, but like she literally just like journeying, like videotaping her journey, and she's like, like at the end of the day, it's hard to like adapt, but I'm way happier in Costa Rica. She's like, I have a big house now that I would have been paying rent at an apartment. I'm able to go to the beach. So she's in Costa Rica living her best life, and I feel like some people would look at that as just being like, oh, you're just in Costa Rica, but it's like she's happy with what she has. And I feel like even recently, like with my partner, I've been like talking a lot about like what we really want out of life. And like when we talked about it last week, I think I was just talking about, I was just like, like I want to like open up different shelters and like have a holistic approach to like mental health and different things like that. But I was like, I want to open up multiple places, and maybe I could do something like out of state. And he was like, okay, like where would you find time like to have a relationship with anybody, like your kids, your family, your friends? And I'm just like, I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm trying to change lives, I'm trying to do what I gotta do. And he's just like, what? Like you're saying that you want like one thing with like a family and something else, but it's just like how would that fit into you traveling the nation, talking at conferences, open up different shelters? He's like, you have to be present with your business. But I was like, I could just hire somebody to do that though. That's real boss.
Yeah.
But I feel like he had a good point to an extent, but I just think, like I was telling him, it's all about finding balance. Like,
yeah, because I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, like I'm able to open up and like be successful in my own right, but I feel like success comes with being able to juggle the different things that make you happy in life.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because money is not everything, and I feel like even though like people are not like in your face with like money content on TikTok, I feel like the underlying theme of it is like quiet luxury almost, and like having access to do these things that everybody has set as a standard to being a girl boss. And it's just not realistic.
It's not, because everybody don't fit in that. Like, we're all different. We all want different things, and we can see stuff that's like inspiring, and then that's one thing. It's like stuff could be inspiring, but stuff could change your perspective of what you truly want. Because I feel like I said, I was getting influenced by, I'm like, dang, I should buy these shorts. I should buy this good outfit. I'm like, that's just gonna make me feel better about myself and about me going to the gym. As if I have the cutest outfits, if I have those big Apple earphones.
Like, people do. They really got the whole outfit.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
crazy.
like, I really like caught myself getting caught up in it, like, oh, like this is what, and it's like, and I feel like Samara tells me stuff like this too, like when it's like stuff like that, like Apple, and it's like, oh, I want, it's like, be real, like realistic. Like,
what do you want? Like, why do you truly want this?
And what is the quality? Is it compared to quality to like the Sony head or something else? It's like, it's just the aesthetic that everyone.
And you want to believe it, because I'm quick to be like, it's the Apple quality. I don't know nothing about earphones, first of all, let alone how to compare the Apple earphones to like the Sony or the Boss earphones. I'm sure they have probably the best earphones. True. But I'm caught up because I want them big great things on my ears, like.
Exactly, and I feel like that is like it.
$500 earphones.
Girl, more. I think it's like no, probably.
They probably start off at $500.
Yeah.
Plus tax, that's almost $600.
Exactly, and for what? Just to like be feeling like, I don't know. It's just like like that facade. It's like, oh, I want to feel like how they're
perceiving you.
Yeah, how I'm perceiving them. Basically, I want to feel like
the
that.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And people will try to play you. People be caught up in the matrix. So many people comment on the fact that I use wired earphones still, and I just be like, I didn't know if it's like, people be like, oh, you're vintage. I'm like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
And I always have to tell the story, like, I've had 2 pairs of AirPods. I lose them, so I just don't feel like I'm a responsible person. They're not conducive. They both play music.
Exactly.
Like, the AirPods, they sound better, but it's like, I shouldn't have Bluetooth in my ears. I feel like it makes my head hurt. But the fact that people consider that vintage, and I feel like the AirPods haven't been out for that long. Like, what? Like somebody was like, are you trying to make it like a fashion statement? I'm just like all of a sudden, what? Like, but it's like you've been so brainwashed to like think in one way. So it's just like,
I don't know, because that's what when I go to the gym, I feel like the AirPods will always fall on my ear. I just like would always, and you gotta remember to charge them. Like, and I feel like I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just take I have them still, my wired ones, so I go to the gym in those. But it's like, I'll be thinking that too, like, wait, are these like played out? Am I like, is people like looking at me because I have wired hair and headphones? It's like, it's kind of like crazy, and it's.
We really live in a Black Mirror, bro.
Low key, yeah, for real.
Like,
I could agree to that, because I feel like everybody is just, and I think it's all of us are just in our minds about this too, because even if somebody is thinking about, oh, she has it, it's like
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. They're gonna see you at that moment. They're not gonna see you again, and even if they do, are they gonna say, walk up to you and say, take those out? You got, like, no. So I feel like. And that's when you are truly free, and like without being constrained to what other people are thinking about you and what other people are like perceiving you as. Like, I don't know.
It's like we're already kind of in the metaverse to an extent, because it's like the internet is setting the standards for reality instead of reality setting the standards for the internet. And it's like we take the lead from what we were seeing on the internet from people we've never met. Yeah. And it's just like,
what is this?
No, like, it's literally like, And I don't know if it was you telling me, but somebody recently told me like Black Mirror is literally like a metaphor for your phone.
Oh no, I didn't tell you.
Because it's literally a black mirror, and we're stuck in the gaze of a black mirror. And I'm like,
that's interesting. I wonder if that's where they got it. Like actually, what Black Mirror means is the phone. Ooh.
And like the trap of like technology, because it's like not only our phones, it's like
girl, no lie. Like I would spend like, and I catch myself all the time, and it's like I'll go on Instagram, I'll go through Reels, because I feel like, I don't know, like Instagram Reels, I've been like on Instagram Reels lately, so I'll be scrolling, laughing, it's be stupid stuff, and then I get off, and it's like, hop back on, without even processing that I'm doing this, and it's like, we're really like,
stuck.
Yeah.
And sometimes I literally consciously be like, I need to get off my phone. I'm doom scrolling. And then I'd be like, I'll just give myself 5 more minutes. And it's just like, girl, what the fuck? Like,
what is this?
Like, it's like weird. An addiction that nobody talks about openly.
It truly is.
And then it's just like you base your whole, like, because if we're already logging onto TikTok or YouTube and being like, okay, like, this is what I want to be, like subconsciously you were doing that. I'm sure nobody like let me go make up my whole personality based on these strangers on the internet. But subconsciously we're taking it in, like, and people complain about AI and like all these things that people are pushing on us, but we're kind of like already like the foot is already in the door. It's like we're pushing ourselves, like we just need a bump at this point. And it's just like at what there's like when does it end? Like even with like the girl boss ambition, because I feel like girl boss before that it was like it was marketed as something else, and now it's wrapped up and marketed, and it's really capitalism. Like because have you noticed all the girl bosses have Amazon storefronts? I'm like, all y'all work for fucking Jeff Bezos. He's the real boss. Like,
true though.
What's really tea? And it's just like, if y'all all doing the same thing, y'all are not bosses, first of all, not to discredit anybody, but it's just like, I don't know, like, where's the originality? And it's just like, it could be dangerous, like, I don't know.
I feel like we discussed, like, how our ideals of what bosses are and what, like, because they could take that as, like, oh, yeah, I'm a boss, have my business, you know, whatever, but it's like, it's not, I don't know, it's not our ideas of what bosses are, but they make it their money, and that's...
Yeah, and kudos to them, because I don't want to come off as just negative. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'll probably watch this, like, I'm still going to consume some of it to the point, but I think the key is consuming it, like, with the, like, that's what the awareness and, like, the, like, be able to critique what you're watching and be like, okay, this doesn't apply to me, but maybe it would be good for me to create a routine that fits my life, or maybe I should go to the gym more often, but I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m.
to do
every day and do it and have the same meal, like, just make it work for you.
Yeah, like, I totally agree with that. I feel like we are all, because literally we're all getting fed this, like, people have millions of likes on something that's like that, like the aesthetic of their day and the time frame, and it's like people are relating to that, but are people just getting caught up in like, wow, this is just like, she's living a perfect life, she's the perfect girl, she's girl boss and she's making money, it's like, this is who I want to be like without even knowing. And that's the same thing as kind of like idolization of how celebrities were. And it's like, we're making, I feel like we have
people celebrities.
Yeah, we have access to start making people who are, you know, everyday people into these idols and what people are influenced as, and like, I want to be like them, when it's like, you don't know their full life. Even with celebrities, like, you shouldn't, I feel like you could take that as like motivation, but don't take that as like idolization and what you want to be like them.
Because they might be having mental breakdowns on the back of the scenes.
Yeah.
Or they might be, because just like we might think this stuff is expensive, I'm sure some of them think it's expensive having to keep up with the lifestyle and having to like, oh, I have to buy this to be able to make this kind of content. And it's just like, I'm sure some of them would rather just chill on the couch for a week and not have to worry about it. But they're in the matrix of the algorithm to where they have to make this kind of content.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you have to be careful of like you said, the things you idolize, because you might want that. And then you get that, and then you realize like, oh shit, like
like this
I'm
is what I was
like. I'm spending all my money. I can't invest my money. I can't save it because I want to be like the person somebody else wants me to be. But like, who do you want to be?
Exactly. And I think we all should be more mindful of individualism or individuality. Like, overall, I feel like all of these lifestyles that we're being fed is not like for everybody. I think we all need to be more individuals within life and figuring out what we truly want out of life and not getting this one idea of what girl
getting
boss.
Caught up. Because it's nothing wrong with being a girl boss. Like, I think every woman should aspire to be the person you want to be, whether that be a stay-at-home mom or whether that be the president of the world. Like, do whatever you want to do. It's 2023. But I feel like we said, being mindful and just like not doing it because you want to. Because like we have to really be critical of the stuff we feed into. And I'm just, now that we're talking about it, it's just so much stuff related to capitalism, and that doesn't serve us as individuals or as communities. It might serve people individually actually, but it don't serve for the community that we need to build. And like even with the girl boss thing, I feel like as we talk about it, it's people feeling more isolated than ever. And it's not like you build leadership and solidarity through coming together, not comparing yourself to the next person or to their journey, because that could be somebody else's life and that makes sense for them. Like but it's not for everybody at the end of the day, and that's okay. You know, and you don't have to buy like the green tea. You don't have to buy like just imagine like how much Pilates. Like I feel like ever since like last summer, like Lori Harvey and like I'm sure other people that I'm not as familiar with, but like I'm sure those classes has risen in price. Like, because the demand is so high, and it just like one or two people start doing it and it's like everybody else follows suit. And I'm just like, where does that leave the market? I'm sure there's so many other ways to be fit now, and like it's not as popular, but it's probably way more affordable. Like even like going to like getting that perfect gym selfie. Like I even take pictures at the gym sometimes and I'm like, this background is not what it needs to be. And it's just like, who cares? Like,
it can just be
see my purple little pen. Like, who cares about getting fit at the end of the day? And it's just like, not everything has to be done for the gaze of the internet and for others. Like
I totally agree.
It's probably more refreshing and liberating to like
see that, because literally when I see people who are like gym and like a Planet Fitness, I'm like, okay, I'll be going to Planet Fitness. Like, now it's like it's not so like put down because I'm not in my apartment's gym. It's on the high top floor.
I'm not at Equinox. No shade to Equinox girlies.
No, like, I mean, Equinox is like $250 a month.
Yeah, you better take them pictures.
For real. I feel like you said, like we the Planet Fitness is like looked at as like, oh, it's like not
the ghetto gym.
Yeah, but we're really like saving money. It's not like, because literally $250. I'm sure if we had like we would be able to, but even if I had, I just feel like, because I even got caught up. I'm like, maybe I should, but then I'm like,
you have to be realistic and intentional. Because I was talking to a friend who has an Equinox membership, and she was telling me how not only does she work out there, she networks there. She meets people for business. Like she talks to like different people there. And she makes connections and she hangs out with them outside of the gym. And that's like, okay, I can see why your $250 is worth it, because it's like almost like a little social club. I feel like if you use things like that in your benefit and it makes sense for you, then yes. But the average regular schmegular girl who's just graduated college, why do you need an Equinox thing? And if you do need that, like, just don't feel pressured to make that the standard of life. And if you can't do it, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's about your health.
Exactly.
It's not about the views on the internet. Like, half these girls probably not even work it out. Like,
they probably get paid. Sponsored.
Exactly. From Equinox. And tricking you into feeling miserable because you can't afford this. Like, even like the Amazon storefront, I'm sure all those little clear, like, with the, they probably all got that for free. They do partnerships and all this other stuff. And they're selling you a lifestyle. Exactly. Like, they're selling you an idea of success. It's great marketing. Great. But you have to be able to identify that because it's like,
I totally agree with you. Like, with the Equinox thing, that makes sense. That's the only thing that I was like, actually, okay, that's a reason why to invest that $250 is because if you're marketing and meeting, like, if you have a business and you have to meet people to like expand that business, it makes sense. But even for me, like, I start like when I was like, okay, I was like, ooh, I could be like a little Equinox girly and go. And I looked at their price, I'm like, ooh, but I'm like, Then I started looking up reviews, and I'm like, the thing about me is I would spend my money on quality. Like, it would have to be the best quality and like top tier service, and like this is worth my $250. But all the reviews were like, they just basically like everything is still dirty. It's like
a regular gym.
Yeah, but just for the name. And it's like, why am I doing this when I could get this service like at
anywhere?
LA
and you don't have to be. Yeah, I'm like, you don't have to cheap yourself out and do what makes you comfortable. But there's levels, and then it's like, how does it really benefit you? Yeah, like, exactly. So I was like, by the reviews. And I looked up a lot of them too, like, oh, maybe this one's better. But no, by the reviews and by like the pictures, because they be taking pictures on Yo. I love me a Yo. Yeah. I be looking at all the reviews, and it's like, y'all are selling all this stuff for I'm spending $250 a month on what to be like in the same like. And you still have to pay for classes, I think. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, it's like you get like one free class a month or something crazy.
I would literally rather go to a small private gym that nobody's heard of. They have so many little gyms downtown or like in different areas, or just like you said, at LA Fitness. Like, these places be having the same equipment. Yeah. Like, Equinox, every time I walk by or go get a drink, it be crowded.
Yeah, like, for real. You still gotta wait for the weights.
Yeah, like, it's like, what are you paying for? You're paying for a look, you're paying for an image, you're paying to feel like a boss. Yeah. When the real boss is selling you an idea and an image. Like, it's like have you seen like the Rock Nation thing? Like on Twitter where it's like, would you rather have lunch with Jay-Z or have $50,000 or like $5 million, whatever it is, or 500, some crazy amount of money. But it's like, the amount of people who pick Jay-Z, and I feel like those are the same people. You have an idea of like, Jay-Z done got you already with the idea of the Rock Nation brunch, and you feel like you could sit there and have a conversation with this man and literally be like a copy of what he did and be successful instead of taking that $500,000, invested it in your idea and working yourself up to where you're able to be in a room with Jay-Z and have some kind of mutual respect because you're already a boss.
Yeah, like that's the only thing that makes it.
Pay to be able to say, I sat with Jay-Z
and he told me what? Like, what was it coming off?
Like, don't get too close to my wife. You stepping on her shoes, man.
That's it. And it's like, okay, y'all. Instead of taking and the people be thinking they like so wise for this, like, oh, I need to talk to a businessman and this, and even like the other thing.
That's how they got Trump in office.
Yeah, the other thing I feel like too is when they do the comparison of like, would you rather have an 800 credit score or $1 million? You could build your credit score
with $1 million.
Like,
what?
So you have an 800 credit score, but you're still borrowing and taking money that you're gonna have to pay back no matter what.
So, that just made my head hurt.
Girl, are you done?
Like, are you crazy? Like, y'all really caught up in the Matrix.
Yes.
Like, there's literally, I've talked to the housing agents downtown. They don't even require, like, they look for pay stubs. Yeah. Because they're like, okay, there's creatives, there's all kind of people who probably won't have good credit. Yeah. But as long as they have the income coming in. But that's your dumbass is going to miss out on the millions of dollars.
For 800 credit score that you could make up.
Like, girl, I would move to Europe and have an $800 credit. Girl, like an 800 credit score. That is not real. Like,
at all. Like, that's so crazy to me. And
I go down to Mexico, I got perfect credit, baby.
Yeah.
I got perfect credit 2 hours away.
Exactly.
Like, what?
I just feel like that's the craziest mindset to choose a credit score. Like, no. Be real. You don't got the money to back up to, you gonna have an 800 credit score to get a house, but are you gonna have the money to make the payments? No, your credit score gonna go right back down.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like,
trying to keep up with the Joneses on TikTok. You just spend all your money on that
girl,
on that cloud couch
for real,
and that maca root, and now you broke.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I feel like take the money, y'all.
Not the Rock Nation brunch. That's so funny.
Not the Rock Nation brunch, but to circle it back about the girl boss, I feel like overall, a girl boss is what you define a girl boss as. Is who you truly want to be. You don't have to look at other people and this is what the only aspect of girl boss is. You make it yourself, and I feel like when people are more individual, it brings more. I feel like that even brings more connection. Is somebody who is like unique and like not just doing the same thing as everybody else and has this personality that's like, wow, this is the first time I'm seeing this, and then it's captivating, and if you relate to that too, you get to like, oh, this is somebody
fresh and new.
Yeah, and this is somebody I truly relate to.
Missing.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people don't really know themselves, and they're seeing all this stuff, and they're making this kind of like facade of who they want to be because of these people are like this, or these people are showing these things, and this is what I want because of the aesthetic or whatever. And yeah, I feel like I'm not perfect. I was falling into that too, but I feel like I'm just trying to really at this point in my life be more focused on who I truly am and what I truly want out of life, and not just focus on the finest luxury because so and so got it and I need it to be feeling like I'm a girl boss, to feel like I'm accepted in this world of
to meet the next person's standards when inside you might not even be truly fulfilled.
Yeah, because imagine I do that, spend these headphones for $500 and then they don't work the way I like it, or they hurt my ears and it's like, ooh, I'm gonna
let me take my selfie.
Yeah, when it's like,
and it is like like you were talking about earlier, it is like psychologically like, cause like even I got the pandas on for the people watching in the video, and I spent I don't know if you remember me talking about trying to find some dunks that were not a resale price. I spent over a year because I was like, I'm not paying $300 for, I didn't necessarily want these dunks, but I wanted some dunks so bad.
Yeah.
We know damn well in high school, middle school, people been able to have dunks. Like, why do I want these dunks so bad? Like, I wanted them because I seen them on Instagram. I was like, all of a sudden, that's like the perfect shoe to wear with any outfit. It's just like, what? Like, I was even thinking last year's, it was the Air Force Ones that go with everything. And it's just like, it's so easy to get caught up, and I just kept saying like, I need some Air Force One. I mean, not Air Force Ones. I need some dunks. I need some dunks. But like, who told me I needed some dunks? Yeah, nobody. Like, and why was I so fixated on getting a pair of dunks? And they kept selling out every time, and it's just like,
it's the hype of everything. It's like you feel like
into the hype. And when I got them, I was just like, this is great. But now I'm just like, it's literally a pair of shoes. Like. And now I want something else. So it's just like,
it's a never-ending cycle. A new trend pop up, and now it's like, dang, okay, I want to follow this one. I want to have these so people can see, and like, oh, you got those, and it's like, I got these, and it's like, I don't know, it's just a never-ending.
It's like a subtle like,
like I'm cool. I got them. Okay.
Like I see you.
Like,
but it's like you don't always need to be seen.
Maybe it is like we all kind of want to be validated in some way, and we want to be seen and like acknowledged in a way. So we get these like outfits, we get these like
things that have social cues.
Yeah, where it's like, oh dang, she looks. Because even like with me, I'm like, I try to be like, if I'm out, I'm like, dang, would people like this outfit that I have on? Would people like, when I'm thinking of what people would like what's it called? When I'm starting to be more of like focused on what I truly like to have on, what I think looks good.
How you express
yourself. And how I express myself, and not really caught up in, dang, I need the Skims freaking tops that everybody's having. I need the little, like, bags and like just all types of stuff like
the chrome colorway or like just like certain cues that make you trendy or make you feel like I'm in this loop.
When I know it's not even my style or anything, like it's not what I truly like will dress like, but I want to be looking like this because the girlies look like this and they get in recognition, so I want recognition. And it's like kind of like a cycle of like I'm not being true to myself and not really focused on what I truly want out of life. It's just trying to follow the hype and trying to be in the next best thing of what I think people like, you know?
I agree.
So I feel like I'm starting to really like try to find my own style of things and try to find my own ideals of what I want to live my life like and what I want to perceive myself as and show people of myself as, and not feel like I'm putting on a front, you know? It's like, this is what I truly want to be like, this is what I truly like and what I truly want to invest in and stuff like that. So I feel like overall, me and clothes, I'm not really like, that's not really like what
your main expression point.
But I felt like sometimes I get caught up in that, like I need to have this when it's like, you know, I don't even care about clothes like that.
Then the way clothes do, it's like if you're not investing in stuff you really like, it's like such a short lifespan. Like I have so many clothes. I'm like, this is me last year.
I'm like, I would never wear this again, but I still have it for some reason. Like I need to, like, that's a whole nother story. I need to do like a big throwaway and just get what I truly like to wear.
And now that we're talking about it, I wonder, is that aiding to like the antisocialness of our generation? Because it's like, instead of like talking and interacting with people, we have like little social cues to like kind of like represent where we stand in the social ladder. And it's like I don't have to come up to Nasira and be like, oh, like, what do you do? What are you about? I don't have to figure it out. I could just look at you and tell. Like it's crazy.
It is like because I be watching the New York ones where they like go, oh, who do you have on? What do you have on?
And they're so much freer with their expression.
I
love it.
And I feel like,
and a lot older people too.
I feel like New York is a place where people are expressing themselves freely and like in the way they dress and stuff. But I feel like being that it's like a trend on, like we're seeing that, then it's other people like
anticipating like, oh, somebody's gonna stop me and I'm gonna be fitted out.
It's like, okay, now it's like just creating this cycle of this is what I should look like in New York, and I don't have this, like these, like, because I seen like when I be watching them, a lot of them look the same. Like a lot of them have on them high boots with the shorts and like a vintage shirt or a vintage jacket, a vintage bag, and like everybody said like
the resale vibe. That really messed up the resale market too, because now reselling is way more expensive than like current vintage. And I'm just like, I thought like I was getting my foot into the vintage store by finding like pre-worn, pre-loved stuff, but now it's so cool to have a 80s Jean-Paul Gaultier bag, or like
now it's nearly the same price as
even that became a trend. Like the Dior saddlebag, like that was crazy. Like
I totally agree. Like I see people with like, oh, I have this vintage Prada backpack, I have this vintage this, but it's like now everybody want to invest in the vintage stuff, so it's putting at prices high. It's probably higher than the new product. Like, I feel like people are like, this is rarefied. This is like,
and that's what's putting you up above. Like, I'm not like these common folks who wear designers and Fendi logos all over. I know about the 1973 collection of Fendi, and like, that's like, it's cool for the tastemakers. Like, it's cool for some people to know, but like, for people who are just, it's like you're put on a costume. It's like, who am I going to be today? Like,
but then it's like, I don't know. I feel like I love when people express themselves freely, and I love that. But it's like when it becomes like are you doing this for somebody else's like view, or are you truly true to yourself and doing this because you truly like it, or is it like, I want to be fit, I want to be in with the crowd and start this trend of, you know. But I feel like if you think about life, that's kind of how life goes. Like some people are more of like they follow and they like that, and some people are the trendsetters. You know, it's just like
and you get both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's what it's like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's like, who is the individual to start this to make everybody end up liking this stuff, and how did we all like start? I don't know, and I guess that's.
It's like the cycle of life and expression, because nothing is really new under the sun, and I just feel like, I guess as long as you, because I don't want to come off as like, because I look to the internet to find inspiration a lot of times. But I feel like as long as you're able to put your own original flair on it, and as long as you're able to like you said, keep it true to yourself, and like rather it being a girl boss, rather it be being like the best dressed, as long as you're able to place your individuality onto it, like that's what makes it work. You know? Totally. And that's what says, like, we can all have the same recipe, but the Kool-Aid gonna taste different.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. So I feel like, in a way, it is like, not everything's not so bad about, you know, like the trends and following trends, but if you're taking away who you truly are just to follow something, then that's like where it's like what's the point? You gotta know yourself. Know yourself. And I feel like that's where individual, and that's where the most respect comes from, and that's where most like, wow, this person's really like, that's when you're really kind of cool.
Yeah,
like this person's
like a tastemaker.
Yeah,
like Rihanna's not about to hop on nobody's trend.
Rihanna,
yeah, it's like
Rihanna's a true,
and she true to herself every time. Like,
and I feel like that's what makes her stand out a lot. Cause I feel like Rihanna's definition of a girl boss is if anybody we could put that definition to it, it's gonna be Rihanna.
And it seems like no matter what avenue she goes in, even if she's not like the most versed in there, she's gonna do it the way she wants to do it, and it's gonna make sense, and people are gonna follow because they know that she has, rather it be her makeup, her lingerie, when she had her fashion brand, everything kind of reflects Rihanna. You can see like, oh, she's a black woman, so it makes sense she has all these different shades, and oh, she's like, not only is she a woman, but she's a very sexy woman, so it makes sense that she has like this type of lingerie. It's a bit of her in everything she do. So
I totally agree. I feel like she is like the most individual and true, and I feel like, I don't know, just her demeanor just shows like what we truly value in like a true influencer, because Rihanna's like on top, and
she is the influence.
Yeah, because she's like really like true to herself, and I feel like that's where we get inspiration from, is the people who are truly true to themselves, instead of seeing these like cookie cutter patterns of the same. And when we see something fresh, it's like, wow, like this is who. It's
refreshing. Yeah. And it's like, that brings, I seen it a long time ago, like this girl was saying like, people don't realize that they influence the influencers. Like, you being original, like if all these influencers are doing the same type of like content, it's gonna take that one person to step out, rather they do it themselves or rather somebody see you doing it. And you might not ever get credit, but somebody gonna be like, dang, I like the way she wore that skirt. I would like people like are taking bits and pieces from the world around them. And you might think like, oh, I look weird, or I just dress, and you're just in your zone doing you. But somebody look at you and be like, dang, like, that's cute on you. Like, maybe I should wear my hair like that. Maybe I should do, you know? So,
I guess that's how it is. I guess that's just how, like, life goes.
It's the circle of life.
For real,
as we influence each other. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it is. And that's what brings everybody together. I feel like if overall influencing is not a bad thing, being a follower of somebody, I feel like everybody's a follower of somebody, so we have to follow to learn anyway, so it's not a bad, like none of this is a bad or good thing to be like more just like oh, you're the star of the show, or you like this person's style, so you want to
copy them. Or everybody can be influenced from
from something. So overall, neither is a bad thing. We love the influencers. We just want people to be more individual. Like like, if you're watching these influencers, don't take it as like this is what your life should be to be this girl boss to be successful. You need the $500 Air headphones, you need the Skims outfits, you need the Lululemon.
Because that's that person. Like at the end of the day, like you could be your own boss and it looks so different. And I feel like people are gonna appreciate it so much more when it's like your own spin on it. And that's how you really inspire people. Because we already have a Beyonce. Like I'm not looking at none of the girls trying to act like Beyonce. I'm looking at Beyonce. I'm looking at Rihanna. Like the people who are like the originators.
Overall, be true to you, and that's how you inspire people, y'all.
Yes.
So, do you want to move? Are we doing a hot take this week?
Yes.
Okay.
So, hot take. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
I don't know about how y'all feel, but I hate any type of water that's not H2O. I don't like sparkling water. I don't like flavored water. I don't like vitamin water. I don't like none of it. Yeah. I don't like Gatorade like that. I just feel like, what is the point of drinking something that's supposed to hydrate you? That's not like, I'll put lemons and mints in my water. Yeah. But like, what is the point of having artificial, like weird flavors in your water to make it, like, why don't water taste good to people? And like, why would you drink, like, I don't think, maybe once I bought a vitamin water, I just don't get it.
I personally like, okay, so I don't drink juice. I'm not a juice drinker. I drink more of like I drink water and I drink sparkling waters, and I could do a vitamin water here and there, but overall it's not really like my take on water. But I do like the type of like flavor that it gives, like a watered down juice, because I don't really drink, I feel like juice be too like sweet, and I don't want to like just drink juice. I don't know, it's just not my,
it's giving yellow pea.
Or soda. I don't drink soda like that either. So I feel like I drink a lot of like sparkling water, because I feel like the sparkling water kind of like, I don't know, it gives you like a little feeling of like that bubble. I don't know, just like the bubbliness.
That lightness, like champagne.
Because I don't even like, I like sparkling water more than like champagne.
See.
Yeah, so.
I'm over here judging people who drink flavored water. I'm like, champagne. Like, water, champagne.
Yeah, I don't like the flavor of champagne, but I will drink like sparkling water. It's like, I just feel like the sparkling water, it gives you that like, I drink it mainly for my stomach and kind of like to like clear me out. Like, it gives you like the burps, and it feels like, ooh, refreshing. Like, I'm like, I don't know, after, if I eat a lot, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink sparkling water to help me like balance it out or whatever. But I'd rather drink that than soda any day. Like sodas, I don't drink soda at all. I would drink like a, what is it, like Zevia sometime, and that's like the stevia flavored sodas, or like Olipop's. I don't know if you. I've seen them in the stores, but I've never like tasted. I would do those because it tastes like, it's like, I like stuff.
Is that like a seltzer?
It's more like a healthy soda, but it has like, I like stuff that gives me benefits, and I feel like, even though it's probably just a
marketing thing.
Yeah, but it has like different type of herbs and like roots to like help you balance. So I like stuff that it's like, oh, this is a healthier version, because I'm really about like
your health.
Yeah, in a way, in like certain stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna eat this cheeseburger, but I'm gonna get a healthy little drink.
So I'm gonna have a Diet Coke.
Yeah, I don't mess with the Diet Coke, but I do feel like I try to balance my, like, to get like the vitamins that I need from certain like health drinks. I don't really do vitamins, because I feel like vitamin water is really just, they sell it, and it's not really beneficial. So I go to like more of health food stores to find like the actual of like stuff that's like balancing out. But overall, I do like the taste. I like the taste of sparkling water. It's more of like, not the taste, but more of like the feeling it gives me. Like, ooh, it's this crisp refreshing, like a lime flavor, or like it gives you the essence of the soda, but without the sweetness.
Yeah, or like the tummy ache or whatever.
Or even feeling like, because when I eat too much sugar, I would get a headache usually, and it's like, ugh, like I'm not about to drink a soda. Sodas be having like 36 grams of sugar, when it's like, why am I drinking this? And putting all this sugar in my body for what? Like, it's not even like...
It'll make you feel good.
No!
You really don't feel hydrated after. You feel crazy bloated. Like, I feel like the last time I drank a soda, it burned my throat. Like, I don't like that feeling either. Like, I know people love that.
People love soda. It's so crazy.
Like, it made me feel gross. Like,
it's like, what? And it's not even like regular like cane sugar. It's that high fructose corn syrup, where it's like, what is the benefit? Y'all just drinking this stuff that's really like freaking, what's it called, like petroleum. Basically they just make this.
It's like when you eat hot fry. It's like, why am I doing this to myself?
It's like, y'all know all the colors and stuff is added to that. I even sometimes, like every blue moon, I would dabble in a bag of hot Cheetos, like the small one, and I'm like, afterwards I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this.
You got your fix.
For real. So I feel like overall, I'm a fan of the sparkling waters and the flavored waters, because I just feel like
it's a nice balance.
Yeah, because I drink water and I like water, but I do feel like stuff with electrolytes kind of give you more of like a, you don't keep having to drink like water and keep having to go to the bathroom. Because I feel like when you are just drinking like certain type of waters, because I'm big on certain type of waters too. I feel like if you're just drinking like the basic water, you'll keep drinking it, just going to the bathroom. It's not really hydrated, and even like with my body, it shows like my lips will still be dry. I'm like, I'm drinking all this water, why is my lips dry? Like, it don't make sense. So I try to balance that with like the electrolytes type waters, and
maybe I'll try that, because sometimes I'll be drinking a lot of water and I just feel like I pee it all out.
It's like, what is it doing?
My lips be dry. Like, what's going on?
So I try to do that, and like coconut water is really, I don't know if you like cooking. It's an acquired taste for sure, but like I feel like coconut water is like something that's super like refreshing. If you ever have like a hangover,
I like coconut water out of the coconut. Like
that's
that stuff in the blue box, or like I just can't get jiggy with it. Like
I could agree with that. I feel it does have a super different taste if it's in the box or in the coconut.
I feel like it's so light, it takes on the flavor of the box, and I don't want box.
I agree. I still drink it though, because I'm like, if I'm not finding a coconut that I have to like cut myself or something like that, I'm gonna just get the box and just drink it. And I don't know, I usually try to go for organic though, and like the better kind, I guess, but it's still, they say once it's open out of the coconut, it loses some of the nutrients, and they process it to put it in that, so it's
like it stay in the thing. So, I wonder, is it, well, we'll talk about it offline. I'm about to go on a whole nother and not even drink coconut water like that. So.
But overall, I dabble in the sparkling waters.
I dabble in the H2O.
But hey, we both get our fix out of those things. I feel like, I'm just like, I like to try it all. I like to try new drinks of like healthier type waters and stuff. I even try like these, I got one today. It's like these pouch waters that's hydrogen infused. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sold on this. Like maybe I am sold on this.
Real Gwyneth Paltrow over here. I'm just kidding.
Maybe it is so. Maybe I'm caught up in the Matrix life.
Nah, she's crazy.
Oh yeah, she is. I feel like her. I'm like, I can never. I like food too much to be doing.
She'd be like, I eat nothing.
Literally.
I'd be like, girl, how are you breathing?
But that is our hot take for the week. Y'all.
And let us know how y'all feel. Are y'all rocking with the coconut water? Y'all rocking with the flavored water? Or y'all keeping it simple like me? And just don't water? I do drink juice sometimes, but I like to put water in my juice so diluted. So maybe that's like a version of flavored water.
Kind of. Because it's just like diluted is basically,
Because sometimes it be tasting like too syrupy, like
and I don't like
Minute Maid.
And I just be feeling like I'm drinking sugar. Like I'm just like, they take the fruit, like filter, do whatever, and then add more sugar. It's like I could just be drinking a complete
like, what is
juice,
this?
like that's made from fruits and vegetables.
That's the real key.
Yeah.
A fresh squeezed juice.
But
yes.
Yeah, because we can talk about this all day.
Holistic hotties.
Period.
Yes, but all in all,
yeah.
We hope that y'all have taken a lot out of this episode as far as being like a girl boss or a boss in general for whoever's watching. Like, take what you can from it and apply it to your journey and live your own life, because everybody is like, they're gonna get to the end of the race in a different way. So you don't have to follow the same way and think that's you're gonna get the same outcome. Because what makes you you is literally the ability to be you.
Yes.
Not her, but you.
Exactly.
So,
and that's key. But that wraps up our episode, you guys. We hope you liked it, and if you did, like,
subscribe and share, and make sure y'all are streaming wherever y'all catch y'all podcasts.
Yes, audio, visual, both of them.
Alright.
Watch both. Listen to one, watch the other one when it comes out. Period.
And share with your mom and your dad.
And just let us know what you guys think in the comments. We love to hear. Just like share. We love it. But overall, that wraps up our episode.